Alright everyone, it's time for Occult Literature, video number 377, American Indian Freemasonry. Link in the description to my edition of this work on Amazon. Second and third links are to my books, blogs, of course. 36 pages, so this is a very short work, but it's very, very interesting. Essentially, it's an attempt to correlate aspects of both ritual but more practice and belief among the Freemasons with Native American groups, especially the Algonquin and a few others. Within the especially pre-colonial period. Of course, by this point, things had degraded a little bit. The noble savage mythology became a mythology when Firewater was developed. The problem with this is that its origin is, I mean, it's very funny. You should definitely read it just for this because it's hysterical. In the postscript of this work, there is a strong insinuation that this little tract was made and then given to like higher up Masonic orders that fundraise and stuff in order to justify the creation in Buffalo, New York of a specifically American Indian Museum for the purposes of the Masons there. They're like, well, you know, we have this collection of artifacts and this study, and we've made this booklet as an homage to you, as a tribute to the concept. And since the Native Americans are basically Freemasons in spirit, we need to have a museum built for these artifacts that we've gotten to acquire new ones. Essentially, it's a little bit of a grift. But that being said, the mythologies in here that are related, the various stories with regards to especially, again, some of the Algonquin mythologies are quite interesting. Some of it's a stretch to overlap it with the Freemasons. At other moments, it's not quite as much of a stretch. And this is a common theme in religion, that there are similarities between many of them. For instance, many religions contain a world flood or deluge or similar style myth. A lot of them have a solar deity or something roughly equivalent to it. There's priapic worship in a lot of religions. Phallic symbols are everywhere. Yes, there is a reason that your church spires look the way they do. Yes, minarets are built in a certain way for a certain reason. This was a Victorian topic that fell out of favor. I still happen to favor it myself. The male element and all that. Basically penis worship, as it were. Serpents and trees and stuff. But American Indian Freemasonry, the essential answer to the question in this work is that no, they aren't Freemasons in the categorical larger sense, but they're Freemasons in the unlimited sense. That is the concept of the spirit of Freemasonry, of that type of worship, of that type of spiritual system. That's held to be something that they had, and that conclusion, again, could be part of the please give us money for our museum thing, hint, hint. But that they weren't Masons in the larger sense. They weren't practicing exactly as Masons do. So it's an interesting work, a nice little historical piece. You could also probably find enjoyment in this if you're interested in that period in American and Western history in which you had this kind of interest in anthropological study. Of course, that was a big thing, especially from roughly the middle of the 19th to the early 20th century, that nearly 100-year period. Archaeology and anthropology and things were really quite the go. So again, link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon. Second and third links to my books, blogs. It is highly recommended, but keep in mind it is a very short booklet. That's about all. Peace out.